Enterprises, the leader in freight transportation. Visit Werner.com to join our fast-growing, diverse team. Pitching and catching change for the Cardinal. Right-hander Cody Jensen to the bump. Jensen making his 21st appearance of the year, a 1-0 record with a 5.57 ERA. In 21 innings, he has struck out 14. The new catcher is Alberto Rios, sophomore from Bellflower, California. He takes over for Cody Huff. And a pinch hitter, Kendall Diggs, freshman out of Olathe, Kansas, will hit for Slavens. Slavens with a productive day today. 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Diggs was rated the top third baseman out of the state of Kansas. And Gary, you mentioned the Kansas City area. Well, Olathe, Kansas, Dave Van Horn country. Fertile recruiting ground for the Razorbacks over the years. Pitches outside, and it's quickly 3-0 on Diggs.
And here's somebody who, shows you the power of the Arkansas baseball program. I mean, Diggs could have been a draftee. Instead, let everybody know he was going to go to Arkansas.
Takes a strike here. Diggs is hitting .207 this year. 3 home runs, 14 driven in, 58 at bats. Here's the 3-1, and it's outside, ball 4. Well, that continues a trend. Arkansas has had a runner on in every base but the 4th. And that's when we had thought Alex Williams had straightened out his day. But then the 5th inning happened, and it all went to heck for the Cardinal. First pitch swinging by Wallace, a deep fly ball out to right, going back at the track, at the wall, it's gone. Caden Wallace, opposite field home run. And the Razorbacks lead it 13-2. The 16th home run of the year by Wallace. All of our home runs presented by McKean's Floor to Ceiling, locally owned and operated since 1962 and proudly serving Omaha for 60 years.
Wait, Wallace on that double crushed the ball back in the 7th. That ball just took off.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't have the same exit velocity as that double in the 7th, but that ball just kept carrying. I mean, once it got up in the jet stream, there was no way that was coming back. But again, another opposite field home run.
Waiting for the data from the Creighton analytics team. Mashed that one. Not quite to the left of the 375 marker in the power alley, but it did reach the seats. Pitch to Turner's a strike, 1-2.
So power alley to the foul pole, the ball is carrying. Do not hit it to left and right center field.
102 exit velocity, 27-degree launch angle, 399 feet for Caden Wallace. So he had 4 home runs hit in the first game. 2 last night. And here's a tapper in front of the plate and no play. It died right in the grass. There was a moment of indecision between Jensen and his new catcher. And hustling down the line was Michael Turner. And Turner has a 4-hit game. All singles. And Arkansas refuses to yield here, leading by 11.
And I think hot day. Turner's been behind the plate for 8 innings. I think they're going to run for him after this hit. I mean, that's a pretty stellar day. He called a great game with Connor Nolan. He's got 4 hits.
And he gets a nice round of applause as he jogs off the field. Dylan Leach, who will likely replace him behind the plate, will run for him now. 13-2, Arkansas. I was going back and counting the home runs. 3 today, is that correct? There's a line drive into left, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Chris Lanzilli continues the hit parade, and Cody Jensen is throwing BP right now. Home runs today by Jones for Stanford. Lanzilli and Wallace for Arkansas. So if I'm doing my math right, that is 9 home runs hit in 3 games so far at the CWS.
Sounds like we could be on pace for a record, John.
Yeah.
Unless something changes with the jet stream, the baseball, or the power numbers that have been through the roof in college baseball this year. I mean, Arkansas, their offense, so this is their 7th game they played in the NCAA tournament from the regionals, super regionals, and today. This is the 3rd time they've scored double figures. Heck, they scored 10 runs at Oklahoma State and lost a game. But they scored 20 in the first game they beat the Cowboys in Stillwater a couple of Saturdays ago.
Here's the pitch outside. Robert Moore has been on base 5 times. He's trying to get on base 6 times, and he's 1 bad pitch away from doing so. 3 walks, a single, and a double. He scored 3 times. Still nobody out here in the 9th. Arkansas absolutely refuses to yield. They're just going to keep on going. There's a mercy strike on the inside corner.
We are nearing now, as we were alluding to a couple innings ago, 200 pitches thrown by Stanford. That just adds to what Connor Nolan has done today for Arkansas. 200 pitches, and we're sitting here in the 9th inning.
3-1, and there's a bouncing ball to second. Up with it is Barrera. He'll throw to first. The runners will advance. Finally, the first out of the inning. And Robert Moore is retired for the first time today. That'll bring up Battles, who's been aboard 3 times. A single, a double, 2 runs scored, and a run driven in. Just looking, Gary, at the history, we've already matched in 3 games the total number of home runs hit in an entire College World Series back in this park's first year in 2011. Here's a sky-high pop-up on the infield. Graham, drifting into foul territory, will make the catch. Well, the second out.
So the first game yesterday with 4 home runs between Texas A&M and Oklahoma, I mean, that was more than we had in, 13 and 14 in the College World Series?
Yes. There were 3 each those 2 years.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a shame for the people that are enjoying their bleacher seats because they're going to have to move the fences back next year. That 420 to straightaway center is coming back.
If I'm reading this right, in my old eyes, I'm going to have to zoom in if it lets me. I believe last year we set the record in this ballpark for home runs over the course of an entire World Series.
Correct.
28, which beat the old record of 23 set back in 2017. So we're already at 9. We're basically a third of the way there, and this is only game 3.
And everybody has a theory.
Ball.
Whether you're a fan, media, coach, player.
I saw a tweet last night from one of the writers from D1 Baseball that said he spoke to a coach who said he sawed a baseball in half from this year and one from last year and said he noticed the difference.
Jim Schlossnagel, that was his discussion after the game yesterday. He said the ball is much different.
And there's a ground ball through the hole. It's short, a base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. 15-2 Arkansas. Peyton Stovall with a 4 RBI day. "20 hits for Arkansas. My.
And 14 singles.
Ball is outside. Got a pinch hitter for Zach Gregory.
Snap job, line job, you're scoring for.
It is Jace Borfin. Borfin, sophomore from Oklahoma City.
It's not like this offense, just as Stanford's pitching has waned here in the later half of the game, they've opened this up. Arkansas has been on the go offensively. They left 6 on through the first 3 innings. Remember, way back when we were talking about Alex Williams. Can he limit the damage? Doesn't have great command. Can he get out of an inning? Boy, it feels like it's just teetering, and it's a 1-1 ball game. Arkansas has left 6 on. Now, from the opening pitch today, they've been relentless at the plate.
The 2-1, cut on and miss. Boroffen, 228 average, 92 at bats this year, 3 home runs and 17 driven in. Transfer from Oklahoma. So one way or another, he would have been at the College World Series. And the pitch is low. If he's going to face his old mates, it's going to have to happen in the championship series. As Oklahoma's on the other side of the bracket, they won yesterday, 13-8 over Texas A&M. Notre Dame beat Texas 7-3. Here it is 15-2, and there's ball 4.
Matt just tweeted at the booth. He said, "You mean it was 1-1 at one point?"
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was, Matt.
Yeah, it is now Arkansas 14, Stanford 1 since the 5th inning. And for the second time today, second time today, this will be at least 9 men to the plate. High fly ball to center. Jones racing after it, still going back, and it's over his head. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. 17-2, Arkansas. A double for Webb. My goodness. It's no longer call the Hogs. It's call the Hogs off. A 6 spot here in the 9th. And for Webb, his first 2 runs batted in to go with 2 runs scored. And so Diggs, who started this inning as a pinch hitter with a walk, gets to bat again and cuts on a fastball high. And poor Cody Jensen's just going to wear this one.
Boy, how rare is this? You pinch hit, and you get to hit again in the same inning. A pinch hitter is going to get at least 2 at-bats in this game.
In a game where it was already a blowout. Diggs takes outside, 1-1. So Braden Webb now with 42 runs batted in. It's only his 6th double of the year. And there's a strike, 1-2. Arkansas will await either Auburn or Ole Miss in the winner's bracket.
They might not have to go too deep on the scouting report with either one of those opponents.
You wouldn't think so. 1 and 2 is fouled off.
So the SEC's got 4 teams here. And what if I would have told you, John, and you had Auburn, who was picked last in the West Division, which has the 4 here that are here. You have Ole Miss, who was preseason in some polls number 1. The 4 that would make it out of that conference here to Omaha would not include the stalwarts Vandy, LSU, or the defending national champion Mississippi State.
High fly ball down the line, hooking foul.
And to reiterate the point of the postseason in college baseball, how tough it can be to get there, how tough it can be to get to the next weekend, how tough it can be to Omaha. The defending national champion, Mississippi State, didn't even make their conference tournament.
And the league is going to add Texas and Oklahoma in 2 years. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Diggs, and he swings and misses and strikes out. But in the inning, 6 runs on 5 hits and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 9th, presented by Werner Enterprises, the leader in freight transportation. Visit Werner.com to join our fast-growing, diverse team. It's Hogs 17, Cardinal 2. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
Summer's here, and there's no better time to call the professionals at Patera Landscaping for the perfect landscape. You've heard the jingle, you've noticed the red Patera trucks, and admired the beautiful Patera landscapes in your neighborhood. Patera has been named Omaha's Best and won Omaha's Choice Award and Reader's Choice Award. So put the best to work for you in creating your perfect landscape. Visit PateraLandscaping.com. That's PateraLandscaping.com. When you want a perfect landscape, call Patera.
If you want a perfect landscape, call Patera.
Food, festivals, and a whole lot of fun. You're sure to find some this summer in Sarpy County, Nebraska. From festivals and fireworks to homemade ales and beers to a winery and distilleries, Sarpy County is your go-to destination for summertime celebration. There's also shopping, sports action, concerts, and a whole lot more. But summer isn't going to last forever, so get out your calendar, click GoSarpy.com, and start making plans. Sarpy County Tourism. So near, so fun.
Your man and his baseball bros have tickets to the ball game. Looks like that remodeling project on your kitchen has been sent to the showers again. Time for a call to the bullpen and McKean's Floor to Ceiling. With interest-deferred financing available to qualified buyers, you can rehab your kitchen and get it ready to face another batter. You know, like cake and waffle batter. See what I did there? McKean's Floor to Ceiling, your something baseball metaphor store.
1620 The Zone.
Now, back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series. Presented by Woodhouse Auto Family.
Well, it has been a day for Arkansas. They've had recent success here at the CWS. They made the final in 2018. And this year, this Arkansas team that scuffled down the stretch and didn't last long at the SEC tournament has come back through the NCAA tournament on the road, winning at Stillwater, winning at Chapel Hill, and now have come here to Omaha on their opening day, day 2 of the event, and have put up 17 against Stanford. And as we head to the bottom of the 9th, Zebulon Vermillion will try to finish this one off. Vermillion making his 23rd appearance of the year, 24 1/3 innings, a 2-0 record, 2 saves with 27 strikeouts. This is not, and I repeat, not a save situation. It's one of the best names in this tournament, Zebulon Vermillion. Zebulon. Bouncing ball up the middle. Nice play at second. The throw. Oh, he got him. Holy cow. Are you kidding me?
Well,
Mr. Moore.
tough to top the Battles play earlier, but Moore just did that. And he's made a couple of those today. Not as great as that one. And now Stanford's going to challenge it.
He fielded it behind the bag at second. Turned through, fired. Stovall with a dig at first. Now the umpires can actually challenge on their own.
So what? Oh, he's out. Just seeing the replay up here in the radio booth. So, yeah, he got him by a half a step. The ball is in the glove of Stovall. But here's the thing about Moore there that makes this even more impressive is when he ranges deep in the hole, he's actually falling back a little bit as he throws the ball. So his momentum is headed towards left field while the arm and the throw is going towards first base. So in slow-mo, that is even more of an impressive play behind the bag at second.
He put everything into that throw and almost got it there on the fly. It was just a little short hop in front of the mitt. This should take like 5 seconds to confirm, especially in a 17-2 game. But Robert Moore behind second base in the grass, grabs it, turns, and in midair fires back across the field over, what would you say, 100 feet at least, and cuts down the pinch hitter.
After review, the call is confirmed, out at first base.
Thank you. Joe Lemusco, who is hitting for Montgomery. What a play by Robert Moore. And it comes in a 17-2 game. I mean, that's very easy, Gary, to just say we're up 17-2, but maybe Arkansas is thinking, yeah, it's been a long enough day. We played 3.5 hours. Let's get out of here.
What a performance today by Arkansas.
Oh, it's complete as you can get. Pinpoint on defense. Of course, the pitching by Nolan was impeccable, and anytime you put up 17 runs and 21 hits, what more can you say about the offense?
Stanford averages 9 runs a game. They've been held to 2.
Charlie Salm, the backup catcher who's in for Huff, fouls this one off.
And you think, since the first hitter, because Jones hit a home run to begin the bottom of the first for Stanford, they've scored 1 run since then.
And it came in garbage time.
And they really have not had opportunities. And that just, again, goes back to the resume today of Connor Nolan.
The 1-1 by Vermillion is hit on the ground to short. Battles with time. Throws 2 away. So Arkansas, all time in the College World Series, 15-20. About to pick up their 16th win in this, their 11th CWS, and move into the all-important winners bracket. And again, the point made by Gary earlier, for the teams in bracket 2, the lower bracket, if losing the first round means you have to come back on Monday and then play again Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday just to get to the College World Series finals. That's a 5-game over 6-day stretch when you count today. And that's the path that Stanford will have to take. Vincent Martinez hitting for Bowser. And after a foul ball, sees one go low, 1-1. That is a tough path back. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch.
Yeah, the old schedule, you can navigate a little bit out of the losers bracket because we've seen, like Texas last year lost game 1, and they almost got to the championship series. They went the full tilt. But with the consolidated schedule, bracket 2, disadvantage.
2 balls and a strike, And a high pop up, and that's going to reach the seat.
Because most teams that are here, they've got a good 1, a good 2. Some even have a good 3. Then when you get to that 4th game, if you're in a loser's bracket, you're combining some innings together out of that bullpen, or you do have a 4th starter. But that is not an ideal situation.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 17-2 Arkansas.
And you think about it, like if you're looking at your pitching, and Arkansas would love to be 2-0 after Monday night. But if they're not, Connor Nolan then on a normal schedule would be available to pitch on that Thursday game if you were forced to go there to get you into the championship series. So this is ideal for the teams that bracket 2 win today.
Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. And that's the ball game. Arkansas pours out of the dugout. And they poured it on Stanford on this Saturday afternoon. A 21-hit attack. They defeat the Cardinal 17-2. They will move on to the winner's bracket to face either SEC rival Ole Miss or SEC rival Auburn in the winner's bracket on Monday night. We'll be back with the post-game show right after this in association with 1620 The Zone. You're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Woodhouse offers confidence as your trusted auto partner. With 18 brands and 16 convenient full-service dealerships, you can easily shop the latest models, discover a pre-owned vehicle that meets your list of must-haves, or conveniently maintain your current vehicle. And our knowledgeable and local team is ready to help, providing you the solutions to get you on the road faster, whether online at woodhouse.com or in person. Experience the difference with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
MD West One has been the official team doctors for the college baseball championships for over 50 years. MD West One is honored to be back in the dugout this year to care for the athletes from all over the country. MD West One specializes in orthopedics, sports medicine, neurosurgery, and spine. They're voted first place in the Best of Omaha for 3 years in a row. MD West One has multiple locations across Greater Omaha, including an ortho and spine urgent care. Go to mdwest1.com to meet the doctors in the dugout.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Across the country, more than 3,000 people were killed by distracted driving. 3,000 mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, and friends. In Nebraska, distracted driving-related crashes have gone up 32% since 2010. That's 4,500 crashes, 1,500 injured, and more than 100 dead. Using your phone while you drive is illegal. Drive safely. Somebody's waiting for you back home.
Visit nedrivingconcern.org. Brought to you by the Nebraska chapter of the National Safety Council and the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Now, back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series. Presented by Woodhouse Auto Family.
It's our postgame presented by 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Omaha's premier local junk removal company. 17-2 Arkansas defeats Stanford. And down on the field, Connor Happer is with one of our Arkansas stars of the afternoon.
That would be Chris Lanzilli with a 3-run home run in the 5th inning to break it open to 4-1 at the time. Final score 17-2, Chris. How'd it go today?
I mean, it went really well. Connor threw the ball unbelievable. He kept this pitch count down, obviously, and, everybody played the field real well. Robert made that unbelievable play at the end of the game. I mean, that was unbelievable.
You guys have been hitting now for a couple weeks. This everybody hits thing, does that just permeate throughout your dugout?
Yeah, I mean, we had something to prove here, especially because, there were some comments made by them, and we definitely responded pretty well. And, yeah, we have been hot the past few weeks, and we got to keep that rolling. That's the big thing.
What more can you say about Connor Nolan just doing it in quick order today?
I mean, I really have no words. He's done that so many times, and to do it on this stage is unbelievable.
He helps you out on a hot day where, he gets you through it as quick as possible, right?
Thank you.
That's right. We don't like to stand out there when it's 100 degrees, so he gets us in the dugout and gets us rolling.
Chris, appreciate it. Nice job.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Arkansas wins at 17-2, guys, presented by MD West One, official team doctors of the College Baseball Championship and Creighton Athletics, John.
It's been quite a while since we mentioned it, Gary, but you just heard it there from Chris Lanzilli. The comments made by Alex Williams on Thursday during the press conference, he mentioned, he just, in a matter-of-fact way, was talking about the offense, and his team's got a great offense. He's not lying, but he did say very matter-of-fact, yeah, our offense is better than theirs. And while Arkansas downplayed it during their press conference, which came after Stanford's, you just heard it right there. They took it to heart. I guarantee you somebody, whether it was Dave Van Horn or the players themselves or somebody else on that staff, said, hey, remember what their starting pitcher said about you guys? They came out and answered today. They didn't have to speak with their mouths. They spoke with their bats.
It's one of the more thorough performances we've seen here at the College World Series in all the aspects, at the plate, on the mound, in the field. I mean, it was Arkansas all day. It's still amazing to think about. This was a 1-1 ball game, and you're thinking, okay, which way is it going to go? But Arkansas relentless at the plate. I mean, they had runners all over the place all day long, and it's not like they did with the long ball. Yeah, they used the home run, but they hit the ball hard. They found a way to put the ball in play. They didn't strike out, and as a result, they're up 17-2. And when you're in bracket 2, just to reiterate the point, you fall into the losers bracket beginning on Monday. You're going to have to win 4 straight days to make the championship series. You're playing in this bracket with the schedule a little bit different from bracket 1. That's why Arkansas is feeling pretty good. They would love to feel even better if they go to 2-0, and then the winner of tonight's game between Auburn and Ole Miss. But of the performances we've seen the first 3 games, and we've lauded Oklahoma and Notre Dame, Arkansas tops this. That's one of their better performances of the entire season against a team that it was 22-2 in their last 24, and we're averaging 9 runs a game.
Final pitch count, Gary. Stanford, 212. Arkansas, 97.
Wow. That tells you everything you need to know right there. You don't need to say the score, John. Just say that number, and people go, oh, okay.
Well, I will, out of courtesy, say the score. It was Arkansas 17 and Stanford 2. We'll come back and have a couple of highlights for you when we continue on our post-game, presented by 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Omaha's premier local junk removal company. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
When does a moment become life-changing? How can today make the difference for tomorrow? When envisioning what kind of future is possible, the challenges never stop. And neither do we. Methodist, the meaning of care.
Hey friends, Kent Pavelka here, back with John Higgins and the Rooferees at the Weather Guard showroom. The difference between your company and the ones that haven't been around very long, and what's the real value there?
We started the business in '85. That has to be worth something that you've been in the community for this long. If people are just out there to shop the price and not the service and the quality of what we do and the integrity of who we are, those people may not be for us. And that's okay.
The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
1620 The Zone.
Now, back to the Patera Landscape and Broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series, presented by Woodhouse Auto Family.
Welcome back to our post-game show, 17-2, Arkansas with the victory. It's time for some of the highlights of today's game. For the 3rd straight game, the team that scores in the top of the first inning has gone on to win, and Arkansas did exactly that. They get a sac fly RBI after Braden Webb took the first pitch deep to right field and hit off the wall for a leadoff triple. Despite a lot of struggle, Alex Williams did escape with just that one run, but Stanford would come back, and with Brock Jones leading off the game, would even the score with one swing. And this one's hit pretty well towards left. Back on it is Gregory, running out of room, and it is gone into the bullpen, or did it? Yes, it is gone. For a second, Brock Jones pulled up at second, but it's over the fence for a home run. And with one swing, Brock Jones equals all of that noise that Arkansas was trying to make in the top of the first. So that's tied the score at 1, but Stanford, after a flyout by Graham, would get an infield single and then another base hit, and they would have 2 on, and they were threatening with only 1 out. But Connor Nolan, who pitched a magnificent game today, this was the only time he was ever on the ropes, and he got the ground ball and used his great middle infield to get out of the jam. Nolan's pitch smacked on the ground to short. Could be 2. Out at second for 1. The throw to first is in time to retire the side. 6-4, 3 and out. And little did we know at that time that Connor Nolan was then going to settle in and retire the next 10 batters in a row. Meanwhile, it took some time, but Alex Williams finally settled down for a bit until the 5th inning. And the 5th inning started with a single by Brady Slavens. Then Caden Wallace followed with a single. Turner would strike out swinging, but Chris Lanzilli would start an Arkansas onslaught in the 5th. And this play of the game is presented by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit us at buyfordnow.com. Here's the 1-1. High fly ball hit to left. Park back at the track. He looks up and it is gone. And that 3-run home run would give Arkansas a 4-1 lead. They would tack on another run in the 5th. Then 3 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 6 more in the 9th for a 17-2 victory over the Stanford Cardinals. Your play of the game presented by Midwest Ford. Visit us at buyfordnow.com. Braden Webb, 2 hits, 2 runs batted in. Brady Slavens, 2 hits, 2 runs batted in. Caden Wallace, 3 hits, 3 runs batted in. Michael Turner, 4 hits today. Chris Lanzilli, 2 hits, the 3-run homer. 2 hits for Moore, 2 hits and an RBI for Battles, 2 hits and 4 RBI for Peyton Stovall, and 2 more hits for Zach Gregory. Those are what your starting 9 today did in this Arkansas lineup. An impressive 17-2 win over the Stanford Cardinal. Now Arkansas moves on. They will await the winner of tonight's nightcap between Auburn and Ole Miss. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is Sarah. How can I help?
I want to hear that sound again.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
That's the sound?
That's the sound of the room getting bigger.
And cleaner.
And happier.
I love a happy room.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
I'd like you to come to my house right before we go on vacation.
You want to come home to a big, clean, happy house.
There's nothing better than that.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Lanahaw Nurseries has been your dependable full-service source for locally grown trees, plants, and landscape materials. Rooted in tradition, our products and services are consistently ranked best of Omaha in quality and value. From design to install, our experts are here to help bring your landscape vision to life. Start your next project this weekend. Visit us at 192nd and Center. Lanahaw Nurseries, your homegrown headquarters since 1974.
Curveballs belong in baseball, not your bank. When you choose Access Bank for your personal or commercial banking needs, you'll know what to expect every time. Personalized, all-in-one service from experts who know banking and the Omaha Metro. Access Bank has convenient branch locations and easy online solutions. Because we're here for a reason, to make your experience a home run. Learn more at accessbank.com. Member FDIC.
Security equipment makes sure you're always safe at home or away. SEI gives you time to focus on what really matters. Whether it's your home or business, they handle protecting your life and property by monitoring for security, fire, carbon monoxide, flood, and temperature. 24/7, 365. SEI makes lives easier by connecting services like security, video, automation, and access control in one system. Visit seisecurity.com to set up a free consultation. SEI, your safety is our business. SEI is an authorized Residio partner.
Again, our final score, it was Arkansas 17 and Stanford 2. Our next broadcast on the NCAA Radio Network is later today when Ole Miss faces off against Auburn at the Men's College World Series. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:40 Eastern with first pitch scheduled for just after 7 p.m. Eastern right here on many of these same radio stations. You can also find our broadcast via the Men's College World Series app, the free Varsity Network app, on Alexa-enabled devices, on SiriusXM Channel 84, or online at 1620thezone.com or westwood1sports.com. Today's game was produced by Nick Grimm, studio coordinating producer Dan Campanen, and production and technical assistance provided by Chris Prudon. The executive producer of the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is Howard Deneroff. Now for Gary Sharp, I'm John Bishop. In cooperation with 1620 The Zone, this is the 2022 Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
I think it'd be good for baseball.
1620 The Zone is live at the Omaha Baseball Village, powered by Access Bank, here for a reason, and by Brookside Medical. Here are Ravi Lula and Rob Love on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome into Omaha Baseball Village, right here on 1620 The Zone for your presentation of the 2022 Men's College World Series. Ravi Lula here with you. Rob Love joining me as well. And, of course, our fearless leader, Josh Odson, making sure we don't get in any trouble down here. We are coming to you in between games. We've got a little more time than we had yesterday to get you ready for Game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Game 1, when you look at the final score here, it's a little misleading because about halfway through this game, it looked like we had a pitcher's duel on our hands.
A little bit up to that fifth inning when you had the crooked numbers there for Arkansas.
Yeah, we had a 1-1 game. I mean, first of all, first inning looks like both teams are going to put up crooked numbers. It doesn't happen, right? And then it looks like we settle into a pitcher's duel, and then Arkansas just starts pouring it on from the fifth inning on for a 17-2 win. And if it weren't for all those runs, the story of the game probably would have been Arkansas pitcher Connor Noland, who was just cruising in a way that we usually don't see. Not only was he incredibly effective, but super efficient with his pitches. 7 2/3 innings, got out of there under 80 pitches. Kind of unbelievable stuff from Connor Noland there. Really thought he was going to have that complete game. Ran into a little bit of trouble in the 8th.
Only one walk.
Only had one strikeout, which that helps keep the pitch count low.
Let him put it in play.
Only gave up 6 hits. Both of the runs to Stanford were charged to Connor Noland, but incredible effort for him, and really an incredible effort from this Arkansas team in general, who all of a sudden looks like maybe the favorite here in Omaha with the way they've been playing over the last couple weeks in the tournament here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, amazing bat work by Arkansas. To settle in, especially on a hot, humid day like this. It's kind of you run into moments in a game like this when it drags out, where you kind of lose focus if you're the team that's ahead. Next thing you know, you got a rally by the other team, but obviously that didn't happen today. So
yeah, like I said, Arkansas just kept pouring it on. Looked like they were gonna
on a mission.
Yeah, they were gonna kind of cruise home with an easy victory, but they put up 3, 2, and 6 in the last 3 innings, respectively, to just 1 for Stanford there. Stanford scored 1 in the first, 1 in the 8th, and that's all the Cardinal were able to muster today.
Couldn't get out of the box, needless to say.
Well, they had some missed chances. Arkansas did too in the first inning.
Yeah.
Arkansas left the bases loaded. Stanford left 2 on in the first inning. And you look back and maybe if they're able to jump out to a lead, Stanford, maybe that this thing ends up going a little differently. It's hard to say that when it ends up 17-2. It looks like the Arkansas bats would have woken up sooner or later regardless. But now Arkansas in great position to make the weekend, and Stanford is up against it.
Oh yeah, as Gary was saying in their show, you get in that losers bracket. I mean, you gotta pretty much, you gotta go undefeated the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that's a bit ambitious to ask. You know what I mean?
It is. And you have to win a lot in not very many days. Yeah, I believe you have to win 5 out of 6 over the next week to 5 out of 5 games in 6 days, I should say.
That's tough to do in the regular season, let alone.
Well, and that's where that depth becomes an issue,
Absolutely.
right? That's kind of the big advantage of getting off to that first win in the College World Series is you really can preserve your depth of your pitching if you get that first win. If you lose in that first game, you're playing 5 games in 6 days. You've already played a game, and you're really up against it in terms of having the pitching depth to get through the rest of the week.
You read my mind. I'm looking at Stanford. You know, the arms they used today. They went 5 deep in the bullpen after their starter. That's going to play out, definitely.
Well, and this is kind of the worst possible way to get blown out too, because listen, if Arkansas hangs a real crooked number in the first or second inning, you can kind of just put out an innings eater out there and say, hey, we need you to
Make
get
it through
this. I know it might get a little ugly, but we got to save some arms. Stanford was in this thing, honestly, until the 7th inning. 6-1 is not it's
manageable.
Yeah, it's not it's not an obstacle you can't overcome.
Right.
And then you get to the 7th, all of a sudden it's 9-1, then 11-1, and
they
it
start
ends up
stretching
being
it out.
17-2. It really played out kind of in the worst possible fashion for Stanford. And now they've used a bunch of arms. They're in the losers bracket. And everybody in the losers bracket has a tough time.
Right.
Stanford is in a particularly difficult spot to try and make it to next week.
They're definitely behind an 8 ball at the moment, given the bullpen that they had to use today.
Well, before we get any farther, I want to remind you that we are powered by Access Bank. Access Bank, here for a reason. You're listening to the 2022 Men's College World Series coverage right here on 1620 The Zone. We are in Omaha Baseball Village. Come by the Zone booth at the bullpen inside Omaha Baseball Village and register to win a prize pack of a grill, Kansas City Royals tickets, and ice cream for a year from Ted and Wally's. We're at 13th and Mike Fahey. If you're familiar with the Omaha Village setup here, you know, there's a section that's kind of open, and then there's a section you get a wristband to go through. I call that the fun section. We're just outside the fun section.
Gotcha.
They wouldn't let us in the fun section. I don't know why. Maybe they thought Rob
got a job to do.
Yeah, maybe they thought Rob and I would get a little squirrely on air here.
Just a little.
So wanted to keep that from happening. So we're just outside the fun section. This is my only show of the day. I may wander my way in there when we're done. Got to wait for the traffic to clear out, Rob.
See what fun looks like.
Yeah, I don't want to drive home in all that traffic.
No, you got to let it settle down a little bit.
Got to let it chill out a little bit here.
Right.
Come down and see us. We'll be on until 5:40.
Yep.
We are getting you ready for Ole Miss and Auburn. Our game 2 of the series here.
A little SEC slobber knocker.
Listen, a lot of SEC teams here, and we don't even have some of the stalwarts of the College World Series. Vanderbilt, last year's national championship, Mississippi
Tennessee
State.
this year.
Tennessee,
didn't
who
quite make it.
Looked like a juggernaut all year.
They got some arms.
We don't have LSU, who's a classic Omaha team here. The SEC obviously just loaded in baseball. That's kind of how it's been. The ACC, SEC tend to dominate college baseball. The Big 12 has a nice representation here, although those teams are headed to the SEC.
Well,
but we'll have a lot of SEC action. And let me tell you though, I think I like the SEC fans in Omaha the best.
Oh, they're great.
They're the best ones out here.
They know how to. They know. Speaking of the fun section, they know how to have fun.
I was going to say, I think the fun section exists for the SEC fans.
Well, and inside the fun section is wherever they're sitting. You know what I mean? They get it going. It's true.
They've got tailgates out in the parking lots. They're doing a great job. We like having the fun fans here out in Omaha at Omaha Baseball Village for the Men's College World Series. We will preview that game, Ole Miss and Auburn, a little bit later. We're going to get to a lot of stuff. We actually have a little bit of show here today. Unlike, like I said yesterday, we were in and out.
Yeah, we got a little runway today.
We just had to be on the air long enough for John and Gary, who do a great job on the call, to catch their breath.
Drink of water real quick.
Maybe a drink of water. Maybe get something to eat real quick and get right back at it. We appreciate their hard
Red
work.
Bull.
We'll also coming up, we'll have a defensive play of the game from you from game 1. You see 17-2. You don't necessarily think a lot of defense, But we
There were a
did
few
have
plays.
we had some gems in
Yeah,
there
there's a few
that
of them.
we'll get for you as well. We'll also give you a real quick traffic report before we sign off here. So if you're on your way down to the stadium, spoiler alert on the traffic report, there is traffic. It's
You might have to walk. Wear your walking shoes.
listen, that's what I did. We were talking about shoes as soon as you got here.
Yeah.
One of the best parts about being down here is obviously the baseball, right?
Absolutely.
We got the fun area of Omaha Baseball
Yep,
Village.
yep.
I mean, it's all fun, but then we have like the adult fun area.
Right.
And then I like the people watching a little bit.
Oh, it's
too,
fabulous.
Right?
Yes.
We're both kind of sneakerheads though.
Yes.
You're rocking.
You read my mind.
You're rocking these real clean Jordan 4s right now.
Yes. My walking shoes are in bad shape right now, but
Beautiful pair of Jordans.
yes.
I usually, if I don't have to walk a long way, I like to get my sneaker game on.
Right.
I'll be honest, I'm just wearing some running shoes because it's a little bit of a trek out
Absolutely.
here.
This would be that type of day. Yeah, I've been impressed with the color styles. A lot of Adidas color styles
There are.
that I haven't seen that might be regional. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's little stuff that you pick up on.
It's true. I can't help it. I check out everybody's shoes. I want to
Yes.
see what kind of shoes they're
Yes,
rocking.
yes.
I do see a lot of Crocs out here. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's not my particular brand.
They're making a comeback.
They're I've seen a few Crocs with socks. I'm not sure how that works.
Well, that's me all day.
You,
My feet sweat though, so you know
That's
what I mean.
true. You don't want to get.
I don't like. Yeah,
you
the
don't wanna
sweaty feet is
you
not a
don't wanna
good look.
Get sweat in the Crocs.
No,
that's for sure.
no.
That's not my look for me. But to each their own.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Everybody's got their own style. We saw
Absolutely.
somebody out here just rocking. They had fashioned some overalls into essentially a singlet.
That
And listen, it's hot. I understand.
Hey man, yeah.
But whatever makes you happy.
You
all right.
gotta dress to allow the breeze.
It's true
to work.
He had a lot of ventilation.
Yes, he did. It
Which
was slightly baggy. You know what I mean? And
I appreciate the practicality of the outfit.
Yes.
And you know what? If that's your fashion, if that's your style, more power to you. There's no discriminating here on the
Absolutely not.
between
It's too
shows
hot.
on 16. That's what I'm saying.
It's too hot for all that.
Whatever you're comfortable in.
Do what you
it
got to
is
do.
Too hot out
Right.
here. So
OPD will let you know if you've gone too
That's
far.
true. They'll make sure that you're keeping
You've
things.
crossed the line. OPD they'll let you know. They'll
Oh.
tap you on the shoulder.
Yeah, they'll make sure you're keeping things on the kosher side
Yeah.
over here. But no, it's a great watch, and you run into a lot of people out here.
Oh yeah, we've seen a few.
It's a small town here
It
in
is.
Omaha.
It is.
Even better though is running into people you don't know. You make friends with all the SEC fans and
Yes.
find some tailgates to hang out at.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, if you come out here with no money and have a great time, you just got to know where to go.
I wouldn't recommend that. I bring a little bit of
Well,
money.
just in case you need to make a phone call or something.
What, you hitting the payphones out here, Rob? What are you talking about?
Just borrow somebody's cell phone. Just borrow your phone real quick.
You cannot.
I live off the land. You know what I
You
mean?
cannot borrow my phone. I'm not borrowing. Don't come up asking for my phone. That ain't happening.
I hear you.
We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Like I said, we're gonna preview Ole Miss and Auburn coming up here in a little bit. But here's a reminder: that fun section, Omaha Baseball Village, I was talking about, 1620 The Zone. Live hydration sponsor is Coors Light. It's hot out there.
Yes, it is.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Get your silver bullet.
Listen.
Ice cold blue mountains on them.
Listen, a lot of people don't know this. There's a lot of water in beer. That counts.
It is.
That counts as hydrating, I think. It is time for a hydration break because it's hot.
Yes.
It's
yes.
presented by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. Nebraska needs to stay chill today. It is warm out there. You go about, 100 yards to the south of us, there's an enormous Coors Light tent.
Yes, can't miss it.
You could stay all sorts of hydrated out there.
Oh.
It'd be a good time. I wouldn't mind if they brought us some hydration. I don't know if that's legal, but maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky over here.
Hydration plus fun.
Maybe we'll get lucky over here a little bit at the 1620 The Zone booth. Come see us. Like I said, we got lots of stuff coming up. Coming up next, we're going to get to our defensive play of the game right here on your 2022 Men's College World Series coverage on 1620 The Zone.
ED meds are great. They work for erectile dysfunction, but it's time to stop with the pill and think Brookside Medical Clinic. Brookside has the advanced wave technology, which has been proven by Cambridge University to restore and regrow blood vessels. And when you call Brookside now at 402-671-7777, you can get a free blood flow ultrasound and consultation. Remember, you can't play baseball without a bat. Fix your ED problems with the advanced wave technology at Brookside Medical. 402-671-7777.
Twisted Thunder Fireworks is going to save you big money. Twisted Thunder Fireworks are in. Twisted Thunder in Meade, Valparaiso, and their new location in Gretna are open for business on June 25th. The Bennett location just south of Lincoln and the Omaha location at Westroads Mall across from Top Golf are open on June 28th. You'll find the best variety and the lowest prices in the entire state of Nebraska. See page after page of the full inventory online at twistedthunder.com. Go to twistedthunder.com to check out all of our locations and new products and pricing. That's twistedthunder.com.
Summer's here, and there's no better time to call the professionals at Patera Landscaping for the perfect landscape. You've heard the jingle, you've noticed the red Patera trucks, and admired the beautiful Patera landscapes in your neighborhood. Patera has been named Omaha's Best and won Omaha's Choice Award and Reader's Choice Award. So put the best to work for you in creating your perfect landscape. Visit PateraLandscaping.com. That's PateraLandscaping.com. When you want a perfect landscape, call Patera.
If you want a perfect landscape, call Patera.
Curveballs belong in baseball, not your bank. When you choose Access Bank for your personal or commercial banking needs, you'll know what to expect every time. Personalized, all-in-one service from experts who know banking and the Omaha Metro. Access Bank has convenient branch locations and easy online solutions. Because we're here for a reason, to make your experience a home run. Learn more at accessbank.com. Member FDIC.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
He binge watches C-SPAN 3. He is the most uninteresting man in the world.
Hi, I'm Bob Berger. Don't just get your taxes done, get them managed. If you're tired of losing sleep over your business and personal taxes, you're ready to make more money, give us a call.
Call Berger, Elliott, and Pritchard CPAs at 402-551-1919 or visit bepcpa.com.
Now back to the Men's College World Series special, live from Omaha Baseball Village, powered by Access Bank, here for a reason, and Brookside Medical on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back to Omaha Baseball Village. Ravi Lula and Rob Love here with you for your 2022 Men's College World Series coverage. We are leading you up to Ole Miss and Auburn. That game will start on time. We are on time today.
We are on time.
Which we like. We will be with you until about 5:40, and then John Bishop and Gary Sharp and Connor Happer on the field. Don't forget about Connor.
Yeah.
And Nick Grimm producing, of course. They will rejoin you at 5:40 leading you up to that game. We right here in Omaha Baseball Village are powered by Brookside Medical, revolutionary treatment for ED. And we're having a good time out here, aren't we, Rob?
Fabulous.
It's a good time. You know, the food game out here, very strong.
All you got to do is smell.
You gotta walk around, follow your nose a little bit.
Just take a whiff.
And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't even eaten in the ballpark yet this year. I've just been out here in Omaha Baseball Village. I need a sampler platter. You know what I need to walk out with a lunch tray.
Yeah.
And just kind of get a little here, a little there. I don't know if they have like a, when you go to Disney World, they kind of have like the tour of the continents.
Right.
I need something like that for Baseball Village. So I can just tour all the vendors. I don't necessarily need a full helping from everything. Just like a little bit here. I saw ribs over here.
Yeah.
We had nachos and tacos, all sorts of stuff.
Pun intended. They got all the bases covered out here as far as food's going.
But shut his mic off. He's in the penalty box.
All you got to do is put a "Hi, my name is" sticker on that says "Judge," and just walk around with your tray.
Be like, hey, we're doing best.
I'm here for your entry.
We're doing best food in Omaha Baseball Village. This man is a genius. Leave his mic on. He's out of the penalty box. Just what I need. You did. You redeemed yourself with that idea. That's terrific.
All right.
So we're going to go around. Maybe listen, next year, Josh, write this down. 1620 The Zone is going to have an Omaha Baseball Village food contest.
Surprised they haven't done that yet.
That's what I'm saying. What are we doing here?
What is going on?
Even if it's a food contest, it's still AM radio.
It's always.
I think the
AM
vendors
radio.
would appreciate it too.
That's
Get their
true.
names out there.
Would.
Get the names out there. We can promote the winners, the
Sell
runners up.
tickets. Fans can take.
That's what I'm saying. I volunteer as a judge for this. I know everybody else in the station is super busy. I can help.
Inside the stadium wall should not be the only place competition is happening.
That's what I'm saying.
It's live. Competition is
Listen,
live here on the ground.
If you're really proud of your tailgate game, you can enter in the competition. Listen, somebody
That's a
write
whole
this
nother
down.
ballpark right there.
This is we got to do this next year.
Yeah, the vendors would be the Power 5
Sure.
schools.
There you
And
go.
we got a group of
The
5.
There you go.
tailgates would be
Sure.
the group of
FCS.
5. Hard for a group of 5 team to win a championship.
Not
but they can't.
impossible.
Yes, exactly.
Not impossible.
Exactly.
We could have a Cinderella team here. You never know. Much like Ole Miss in game 2, they were a 3 seed. Now they were expected to do well before the season started. They struggled a little bit in season. They were a 3 seed, made their way to Omaha. We'll get to them in a little bit. Before we do that, though, like I said, we had some incredible defensive plays in the game between Arkansas and Stanford, despite the fact that it was a 17-2 score. There was a little bit of defense played.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this. It was by the team that gave up 2, not 17, that played the defense here. But in the bottom of the third, Jalen Battles to end the inning and really to kind of keep the game, keep Arkansas out of danger when the game was still 1-1, made an incredible play at shortstop and got the final out of the inning. And this is what it sounded like on the call.
Here's a bouncing ball deep in the hole at short. Stopped by Battles. Long throw. Got him!
That is the defensive play of the game presented by Mouth of the South. Craving some Southern hospitality. Head to Mouth of the South in the heart of the Old Market. Like I said, that Jalen Battles play, terrific call by our own John Bishop.
Absolutely.
There. I love the got him. Just a terrific job there. And as I said, that defensive play of the game is presented by Mouth of the South. Craving some Southern hospitality. Head to Mouth of the South in the heart of the Old Market. That's just a little bit away from where we are down here.
Yeah, just a tad.
That's the beautiful thing about College World Series here. You can it's like an all-inclusive resort.
Compact.
When you go down to Mexico or somewhere,
Yeah.
listen, you can stay on resort, you can
Right.
stay in Baseball Village,
Right.
you can stay at the stadium, get everything you need.
We got all your needs right here.
Or you can go off resort, you can go into the Old Market, get a little extracurricular.
Yeah. Needless to say, this is it. You know what? I was talking with Jimmy, and I was saying how the outdoor festivities have grown over the years. It just, you see it increase a little bit each year, and it's fabulous what they have going on here. We were talking before the show of the variety of vendors here.
So many different ones.
I mean, we got somebody, selling knife sets,
You can
two tables behind us.
remodel your whole kitchen behind us.
Whatever you need here, they got you covered. Come on down, get some business cards, spend a little money, help the commerce around downtown.
And that's one of the best parts about the series moving down here from Rosenblatt. Listen,
Yeah.
I know everybody loved Rosenblatt.
Right.
It was
nostalgic.
It was nostalgic, but it was kind of cornered into the neighborhood, right?
It outgrew the space.
It did. There was not a lot. There wasn't a room for all this.
There
out
wasn't.
there.
There wasn't.
The zoo had their spot. You couldn't really infringe on the zoo
Right,
territory there. And because it moved down here 11 years ago now, you've got so much more room for all the vendors. Like I said, the food game in Omaha Baseball Village has gone to another level since then.
Yeah.
And listen, you can come hang out with us. Let me tell you, the Coors Light area was not there 12 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
And it's That might be my favorite area of the whole College World Series.
There might be a nice congregation, constantly around the Coors Light tent.
Listen, it's a good place to be.
You know what else is good with this part? This location, flat ground.
Oh yeah,
no hills to walk.
I was gonna say we were talking about walking a little bit.
Yeah,
listen, that flat ground walking's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's much easier
than those hills down over
man.
by Rosenblatt. Listen, if you're here in town for the College World Series, still go over to the zoo. Go hang out over there. It's just down the street.
It's hollowed ground up there.
Yeah,
you got to go where it started. At least stand there.
It's just down the street, but I got to tell you, I love what this has turned into.
Yes.
It feels much more like a national event now than it
does.
used to.
It was
used
yes.
to feel like a little Omaha event that people found out about.
Right.
Now it feels like a national event.
Absolutely.
I love the way Omaha has taken ownership of it, and it wouldn't have been possible unless they moved it. It is
Very
what
much.
it is. And now,
Yes.
now the zoo is even bigger and better than it was before.
It is. Well, and because you're right. I think having to plan it and actually go there from, if you're staying here, within a reasonable walking distance of Charles Schwab Field, I think that helps the the ambiance and the word of the zoo. Hey, you got to get to the zoo.
That's
Where's
true.
it at? It's just up the street. You know what I
You gotta
mean?
stop by the old market on your way down there.
You got to.
You got so many things you can stop.
Yes.
And listen, I'll be your free concierge.
There you go.
If you got any questions from out of town, you want to know where to go, Rob and I will help you out.
Yes.
And listen, I was born and raised here.
Same here.
Rob was born and raised here. We know all the spots.
Yes.
So you can feel like a local. We'll help you out. We'll concierge your visit here to Omaha while your team's not playing.
Absolutely.
That's
No
what
better way.
That's what we can do. You got to get from the locals, right?
What else you doing?
I mean, watching some baseball.
Google and Yelp?
Yeah, you can't Google and Yelp. No, sir. No, sir.
Google and Yelp.
Coming up here in the night game, we've got Ole Miss and Auburn, as I said. Going to be a real interesting matchup. We've obviously got SEC opponents going at it. Might as well just call this the SEC College World Series, Men's College World Series, because, man, they're dominating the presence here in the field, both current and future SEC
The
teams.
SEC Invitational, like everything else in college sports.
That's true. It's just the SEC.
God bless them.
It's just the SEC.
Make us all better.
Tournament part 2,
Yes.
right? Listen, I'm okay with. Like I said, I like.
We need to get up to speed.
I like the SEC fans the best. They're my favorite ones. We will. We'll preview that game here in just a little bit. We've got a lot of. Well, we don't have a lot of show left, but we've got a lot of things we still need to cover out here at Omaha Baseball Village. We've been hanging out here for most of the day, most of the afternoon.
Yeah.
I got down here in a hurry because there was around the second or third inning. I was like, oh, we might have a pitcher's duel. This thing might go quick.
Yeah, it might go quick.
And then Arkansas was like, no, we got about a dozen more runs we want to score. So we will.
We didn't pull the bats out yet.
We didn't. Yeah, it's like, hey, we got
relax.
We got some stuff to do here still. We will have your Ole Miss Auburn preview and so much more coming up next, right here live from Baseball Village on 1620 The Zone's coverage of the 2022 Men's College World Series.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
An estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side. Be your own champion. Choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Find out more information and a physical therapist at choosept.com/NE. Brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska.
McKean's Floor to Ceiling. Your something baseball metaphor store.
Hey friends, Kent Pavelka here, back with John Higgins and the rooferees at the Weather Guard showroom. I imagine there are a lot of people out there with really bad roofs waiting for the magic moment. When's the magic moment?
Depends on what type of roof you have. It depends on how old your roof is. I have a customer right now talking about waiting for that hailstorm. Now it's leaking. There's a time where you can't wait for that hailstorm forever.
When it comes time to replace your roof, your gutters, and siding, there's only one call to make. The rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Woodhouse offers confidence as your trusted auto partner. With 18 brands and 16 convenient full-service dealerships, you can easily shop the latest models, discover a pre-owned vehicle that meets your list of must-haves, or conveniently maintain your current vehicle. And our knowledgeable and local team is ready to help, providing you the solutions to get you on the road faster, whether online at woodhouse.com or in person. Experience the difference with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
Hey guys, did you know over 190,000 men were diagnosed with prostate cancer last year? Did you know that Nebraska Cancer Specialists is the first in the region to offer a breakthrough diagnostic that locates prostate cancer for precision treatment? If you've been diagnosed with prostate cancer, visit nebraskacancer.com/PSMA today. Nebraska Cancer Specialists. We are your community-based research and cancer care.
Now back to the Men's College World Series special, live from Omaha Baseball Village, powered by Access Bank, Here for a Reason, and Brookside Medical on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back to Omaha Baseball Village, where we are live for 1620 The Zone's coverage of the 2022 Men's College World Series. Ravi, Lula, and Rob Love out here with you. And we are powered by Access Bank. Access Bank, here for a reason, yours. And I don't know if people know this. This is the first show that I've done with you, Rob.
It is.
It's
a pleasure, too.
It's a little blind date.
Yeah,
It's a little, there's always a little.
Blind date.
Listen, that's how it feels sometimes
It
when
does.
you're
it is.
when you're doing radio with
Right.
somebody for the
There
first
is
time.
chemistry involved.
Yeah, there's I don't want to use the term intimate, but there's like a closeness to doing a show with somebody.
There is.
And so you kind of have to learn on the fly a little bit, and we're talking a little bit beforehand, and we were comparing our shoe game, as we said before.
You
just kind of figure out people's interests and whatever. It's a little bit learning on the fly here,
Yes,
but I feel like we're having a good time.
Absolutely. This is I have not done any shows other than after hours.
Sure. So
today. I'm breaking a lot of ground here.
So you got to have a long-term relationship, and now
Yes.
you're starting to date around a little bit.
And that's fair. You know what I mean? That's fair. I know Jimmy was trying to shop me around to different shows. You
and Jimmy are in an open relationship.
Exactly. Total respect, though. You know what I mean? Total respect. Always
Not
come
like
back
not
home.
like Will and Jada.
No, absolutely not. Toxic.
That is toxic.
Toxicity level is
I don't even
high.
want to get into that.
No.
We
enough shows that talk about that stuff.
But we'll as Rob and I get to know each other here a little bit, we'll continue to have a good time here down at Omaha Baseball Village. You can come and see us. Come by the Zone booth.
Fist bump, whatever you need.
And if you do come and see us, not only can we give you some tips on where to go as Omaha locals, but you can come by the Zone booth inside Omaha Baseball Village and register to win ice cream for a year from Ted and Wally's. Ted and Wally's, official ice cream of 1620 The Zone, celebrating 35 years with over 3,000 flavors.
Wow.
That's a flavor for any possible flavor you could want. 3,000 basically covers it. Benson and downtown Omaha locations, Ted and Wally's. Come win a year's worth of ice cream.
I'll tell you what, my favorite flavor that I've ever had from there was a rum raspberry.
Ooh.
When I tell you the rum, they put the word rum first in the name on purpose because my lips started tingling a little bit. I'm like, wow, this really does have rum in it. That is awesome.
Listen, I'm a pretty simplistic ice cream flavor guy.
I hear you.
But like a good mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
I like a good cookie dough.
Okay.
Good cookies and cream.
You sherbet guy?
I like sherbet.
Okay.
I do. I like
All
kind
right.
of I'm not a big chocolate guy.
Yeah, I like chocolate cake, but when it comes to ice cream,
See, I don't really like chocolate cake either. I'm
really?
a vanilla cake.
Okay.
I'm a vanilla ice cream. I like stuff in it, get some of the some of the toppings, some of the flavors in there.
Yeah.
I want vanilla as my base.
Yeah.
I know it's a controversial opinion. People like chocolate a lot. Not for me.
That's your canvas, per se.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't mind a little color. You know what I mean? Just sprinkles, whatever. Dress it up just a little bit.
There's a joke there I'm not going to make.
Yeah. I set them up, you knock them down. Man.
I'm not going to do it. You're trying to put me in a bad spot. I'm not going to do it, Rob. Not going to do it. No, we are.
I toss softballs and alley-oops around here.
Oh, man. Speaking of alley-oops, we just got done with the NBA Finals.
Yes, we did.
Listen, it's a really busy time with sports here in Omaha. A little bit nationally this weekend. You got the U.S. Open wrapping up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But right after this, we kind of hit a dead period, except for I'm a big NBA draft nerd. I love the NBA draft.
Okay.
I'm a dork. But as you're watching the NBA Finals, you're watching Steph Curry.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about kind of what it took for the Warriors to come back from a couple of years where they were irrelevant and then just pop right back like they never left?
Just health.
Yeah, health. Is a big one.
Well, number one, health. And I'm looking at their bench. I mean, their bench is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, half of these guys have started for other teams. Gary Payton Jr. He might have started a few games.
He's bounced around the league a
little bit, but
yeah.
he started here and there. Kevon Looney getting his second ring with the Golden State, if I'm not mistaken.
He was there in 18. Yeah.
And Iguodala didn't put in much time in the game in
He's
game 6.
He's kind of like their version of Udonis Haslem. He's a coach.
When you need me, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't need me, fabulous.
It's called institutional knowledge. He's there. He's an ambassador more than anything else.
Iguodala.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer?
No.
Close?
I don't think so.
The resume.
You know what I mean?
It's
not. Here's the problem: is he wasn't a kind of prime option for long enough.
Okay.
He had those years in Philadelphia where he was averaging like 18, 20
He was
points
the guy
a game.
there. Right.
But they weren't very good when he was the guy.
True.
He really didn't have much of a career until he became that secondary, third option role guy.
Agree.
And in general, I'm not putting role guys in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
That's just kind of my principle.
I got
now,
you.
I know everybody gets in the Hall of Fame in basketball, but I'm drawing the line at Iggy. Listen, his contributions were incredibly valuable.
He was MVP, the second
He was MVP the
title?
first title, but it was nonsense.
Okay, I got you.
If I may give you the bar, gentlemen,
Yes, yeah.
NBA Finals MVPs who are not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
The list is Cedric Maxwell and Chauncey Billups.
Wow.
You think Chauncey gets in?
I was a little surprised to see Chauncey on there.
People think,
If Robert Horry doesn't get in, then Chauncey Billups ain't getting in.
well, yeah, Robert Horry's not going to get in. His career points per game is like 10. He's just been right place, right time his entire career.
When the 10 came, it was on time.
It was a good 10. It was always a good 10.
No better time.
It was always a good 10. No, listen. Iggy is a perfect example. You know, I talked about this a little bit with Jimmy yesterday.
Yeah.
I was talking about Andrew Wiggins, but guys that their talent is at a high level,
right?
But the fit is almost as important, right? You see that you don't see it a ton in baseball because baseball's so individual centered with, like, listen, you can be an awesome center fielder, but if you don't have a good pitching staff and everything else around you, it's not going to work out, right? But quarterbacks in football and basketball players, you can be incredibly talented, and if you don't have the right fit, and I brought this up with Andrew Wiggins, right? Because everybody knew the talent was there.
Yes.
Talent's always been there. Right?
Yes.
His mom's an Olympian. His dad was an NBA player.
Yes.
One of the biggest freak athletes in the game.
Yes.
Came out of Kansas. He's got blue blood. He's got the prestige. He's got everything. Right. And he was scoring 24 points a game in Minnesota. It just didn't totally work.
Right.
He couldn't unlock the rest of his game until he got in the right situation.
Yeah.
He couldn't unlock that defensive rebounding presence.
You read my mind.
That honestly was probably I thought was going to be his ticket in the NBA as the offensive game developed, right?
Yeah.
And you look at a guy like him, you look at a guy like Draymond, you look at a guy like Iggy. Golden State does an incredibly good job. San Antonio did it first of finding guys that maybe they're not perfect basketball players, but they're perfect fits within their system, right?
Right.
And to me, that's what Iggy is more than anything. He's not a perfect basketball player. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Right.
He's a very good basketball player that was a great fit in Golden State.
Golden State, do they come off to you as a team that uses analytics?
So they do.
When it comes to, you know what I mean, looking at the offensive production that they want to bring on the team?
Yeah, so I think they do, and I think they look at guys that I'll give them credit though, because there's some teams like the Harden Rockets. They kind of become a slave to the analytics, right?
Yeah.
Whereas they focus everything on the analytics.
Right.
Whereas the Warriors, you look at some of the guys they've drafted, like Kuminga wasn't going to come off as an analytics guy.
Right.
Right. But they saw a framework of a player that they could turn into something more.
Right.
And same thing with Andrew Wiggins. They're like, listen, this guy's immensely talented. The analytics don't look great on him, but we think he can fill a role that we need.
Yes.
And same thing with Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's analytics coming out of Michigan were not very good. That's why I didn't like him.
Right.
And I didn't think he was going to be very good. He filled a role that they needed, that secondary ball handling scoring guard that they hadn't had since Sean Livingston or Leandro Barbosa or guys like
plug
that.
off of the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and maybe he turns into more than that, but it's the ability to meld analytics. And I think you see this in baseball too, bring it back to college World Series, and you see a lot in the major leagues. For a while, teams were going so heavy analytics, right?
Right.
There's people involved though too, right?
Right. There's a balance.
Yeah, and so the numbers matter.
Right.
You know, the Warriors call it strength in numbers, right?
Yes.
But the people matter more.
Right.
If you don't get the people right, the numbers don't matter.
Right. Right.
And I think that's the biggest key, not just with building basketball teams. You see it in the College World Series a ton. All of these teams use analytics.
Yes.
But there's also a culture, a mentality that goes into winning programs. That's why you see the same programs in Omaha year after year after year. Because there's a culture to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why you see Arkansas, they had a tough break last year in the Super Regionals.
Yeah.
They look like they're going to cruise their way to Omaha. They lose 2 Super Regional games in a row at home. They don't make it, bounce back, boom, they're here winning 17-2 in game 1 for them in the College World Series.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I just think that the one thing analytics doesn't really take into account, that in my opinion, is defensive pressure.
Sure.
And I don't care what sport it's used in, whether it's baseball, whether it's basketball, football, whatever.
I think it doesn't take into account pressure and intensity in general.
Yes.
Right? There's certain situations that are more high leverage than others.
Analytics doesn't account for the playoff atmosphere.
Sure. Just the human element.
Things are
of it
just
in general.
ratcheted up just a tenfold. You know what I mean?
It's like we've seen guys here at the College World Series that obviously, Connor Nolan's a great example.
Yes.
Cool as a cucumber for Arkansas today.
Right.
Gets in a little trouble in the first, calms down, cruises the rest of the way.
Yep.
Ball game. Shut it down for Arkansas. They were good to go.
Yes.
They knocked it out of the park. Speaking of College World Series, great conversation with Rob here about some NBA Finals and bigger things. I do want to get to a little bit of a preview of Ole Miss and Auburn here.
Absolutely.
We're going to start off with an injury report presented by Methodist Health System. Personalized care when and where you need us. Methodist, the meaning of care. All right. As far as we know, the reports we are receiving are that we have 2 fully healthy teams for Ole Miss and Auburn here.
Awesome.
So that's great news. You want to see everybody at full strength.
Right.
We're going to have our starting pitchers for Ole Miss, Dylan DeLucio, and for Auburn, Joseph Gonzalez. Going to have your starting pitching matchups right there. Listen, I'm excited for this game. I think I'm leaning Ole Miss. I kind of like the way they're playing right now.
Okay.
But before you head over there, which we're about to pretty soon here, make sure you take a little hydration break.
Absolutely.
1620 The Zone live hydration sponsor is Coors Light. Time for a hydration break presented by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. A couple things you might want to keep an eye on for both Ole Miss and Auburn. For Ole Miss, keep an eye on sophomore shortstop Jacob Gonzalez. He could be a top draft prospect in 2023. He is a immensely talented player. Hayden Dunhurst, their catcher, also incredibly talented. For Auburn, it's all about Sonny. I'm probably not saying this right.
DeChara?
DeShara?
That's what I'd read.
We're going to say DeShara.
Phonetically, DeChara.
He's a transfer from Samford, and he's been huge for Auburn, for the Tigers. He has
379.
He is raking this year, doing a great job for Auburn, getting them to the College World Series. Listen, this is a team that had a losing record last year in Auburn. They turn it around. They end up in the College World Series. They knocked off a powerhouse Oregon State team in the Super Regionals to get here. And they are, they're looking to continue that ride here. As we've seen, I believe in, I think the stats, 39 out of the last 40 College World Series champions have won their first game.
In the
College World Series. It's incredibly important to get a win here in game one of your series.
Set the tone.
Set the tone. Keep yourself out of elimination. And also, man, that loser's bracket is a gauntlet.
Yes, it is.
You're going to play game after game after game. You basically eliminate all rest that you get from being in the winner's bracket and kind of having that walk on easy street to the championship series. You want to stay out of that loser's bracket for as long as possible.
Absolutely.
Keep your bullpen intact, keep your pitching staff intact, and go from there. That is what we're looking at for your game 2 tonight. As we wrap up here, I want to say thank you to Josh Odson, to Rob Love. We've got our traffic report real quick with Josh here.
Traffic backed up to 24th Street on Cumming. It is presented by Park Omaha. Make a game plan for your parking. Reserve a downtown parking space in advance at parkomaha.com.
For Josh Odson, for Rob Love, we are down at Omaha Baseball Village. We're sending you over to John Bishop and Gary Sharp for their call of Ole Miss and Auburn.
College World Series, sponsored by Woodhouse Auto Family.
Nolan bunts up the third base line to James to throw across the diamond. He got him! And it took 126 years, but doggone it, Mississippi State finally has a national title. The first team title in any sport in school history.
Now, from the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field, it's the National Championship of College Baseball. Here are John Bishop and Gary Sharp.
It was appropriate that wandering the halls of the press box here at Charles Schwab Field was the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, Greg Sankey, because this is the SEC West bracket of the CWS with special guest Stanford. And tonight, you were bound with 4 SEC West teams making the field to get at least one first-round matchup of all SEC schools. And here we are, our final game of the opening 4. It's the Ole Miss Rebels and the Auburn Tigers. And from high atop Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska, alongside Gary Sharp, I'm John Bishop. And tonight, Gary, we get treated to 2 of the most prolific home run hitters in all of college baseball. Sonny DeShera of Auburn and Tim Elko of Ole Miss.
And they both are in folklore at both respective campuses. One with Tim Elko. Last year, on a torn ACL, he had a couple of grand slams in the regional. And he's come back this year, and he's been the most prolific player offensively for Ole Miss. But he also had a saying. When Ole Miss, by the way, preseason number 1, and then they went through some struggles, and they might have been, they were the last team to get in the NCAA tournament. He said, don't let the Rebs get hot. They went red hot the last 2 weeks, going 5-0 and sweeping Southern Miss. So Elko has a place forever at Ole Miss. Sonny DeShera has a place at Auburn because of his size and because of how much he has done at the plate with home runs. This is a fun matchup. This feels very much like a Deep South reunion here in Omaha, Nebraska. I like this matchup because it's 2